So it has been established, Mr. Chair, as per, of course, the admission of Mr. Roque, that he truly owns the house, no? Kasi hindi ka naman magpapalis. You're the one who signed the contract of lease.
Well, we have
Yung
an
wife
interest
mo,
in the
ikaw
corporation po.
nagpirma.
Yung wife ko po,
But
hindi
you
ko po
already
tinatanggi
admitted,
naman yan, no?
you already admitted earlier
Oh,
that
hindi ko
by
naman po-
virtue of your owning the corporation
Yes po.
which owned the house, so literally, kayo po may-ari nun.
Pero kasi, matagal na nilang gusto i-lease yung property. Ang balita
Sino
ko dun
po
sa...
ang nagrekomenda sa inyo itong person na ito?
Well, sila po talagang mapursige na gusto nilang umupa. Eh ako, nung una, ayaw ko talaga kasi gustong-gusto ko po yung bahay ko, no? At palagi po ako dun sa lugar na yon, no? Una, ayaw ko talaga kasi gustong-gusto ko po yung bahay ko, no? At palagi po ako dun sa lugar na yon, no? Una, ayaw ko talaga kasi gustong-gusto ko po yung bahay ko, no? At palagi po ako dun sa lugar na yon, no?
Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque na paamin sa isinagawang pandinig ng Kamara. Dumalo si spokesperson Harry Roque sa Joint Committee hearing ng Kamara ngayong Miyerkules, July 31, hinggil sa paglaganap ng mga kriminal na aktibidad na nauugnay sa Pugo. Kabilang sa dumalo ay sina Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile, PAOK Undersecretary Gilberto Cruz at General Romeo Caramat Jr. sa mahumarap sa joint inquiry ng House Committee on Public Order and Safety at Committee on Games and Amusement ukol sa mga issue sa Pugo. Sa pandinig, napaamin ni Representative of Surigao del Sur 2nd District Johnny Pimentel, si dating Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque, na siya ang nagmamay-ari na isang bahay na nasa Santa Lucia Subdivision sa Baguio City na kamakailan lang ay nahuli at inaresto ang dalawang Chinese nationals na pareho umanong big boss at may connection umano sa sinalakay na Pugo Hub sa Porac, Pampanga. Isa sa mga nadakip ay ang 37 years old na si Sun Liming na nagpanggap muna na isang Cambodian national bago natuklasan ng PAOK na siya isang Chinese national. Nadiskubre din na si Sun Liming ay isa umanong IT manager o IT expert ng Pugo Hub sa Porac, Pampanga. Ayon sa PAOK, nasa Interpol Red Notice si Sun Liming. Sa kanya daw ang kumpanyang Liming.com at nakapanloko daw ito ng mga Chinese nationals na umaabot ng 7 billion Chinese yuan o 56 billion Philippine pesos pag ito ay kinonvert sa Philippine money. Napag-alaman din na si Sun Liming ay may kaso sa China. Samantala, Attorney Harry Roque, ginisa sa Kongreso. Ating panoorin ang buong video.
Again, may I reiterate my previous question to Yusek Gilbert Cruz, whether yung grupo ba ninyo ang nag-apprehend doon sa two Chinese nationals in Baguio?
Yes, Your Honor. It's with the Bureau of Immigration and regional offices of Cordillera, CIDG, and the Anti-Cybercrime Group of Cordillera.
Mr. Chair, pero kayo pong lead agency noon, ano?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you, for clarification purposes, sino po ba itong dalawang Chinese national na nahuli ninyo doon?
Yung dalawang wait, sir, I'll just get my records. Yung dalawang Chinese nationals po doon, sir, is the female one is Wan Keeping, who arrived in the country on July 17, 2024 with and another one, sir, is a male Chinese national who found to be undocumented, and later he introduced himself as a Cambodian, sir, by the name of Kun Mowern. And later on, sir, we found out na siya po ay isang fugitive wanted for prosecution under an Interpol Red Notice, and his real name, sir, is Mr. Sun Liming, who escaped to the Philippines and has introduced himself as Kun Mowern, a Cambodian national. He has been identified as an IT consultant responsible for the creation of some IT platforms being used by scam farms in the country. He was apprehended by the Bureau of Immigration and the PAOK last July 27, 2024, sir, at Pinewood Subdivision, Tuba, Benguet.
So just to clarify, Mr. Chair, so hindi pala dalawang Chinese national. Isang Chinese and then isang Cambodian.
He introduced himself as a Cambodian, sir, but later on, sir, we found out na siya po ay isang Chinese national, fugitive Chinese national.
Okay. Walang problema dun sa isa, no? Yung nagko-claim na Cambodian national siya. Very clear naman na fugitive yun.
Apo.
What about the other one? Ano naman ang kasalanan nun?
Ang kinaso po natin doon is for her harboring this criminal, sir.
So, are these two involved dun sa, connected ba ito dun sa Bamban Tarlac na Pogo?
Iniimbestigahan pa namin till now, sir, but initially, sir, yun po ang pagkakaalam namin na itong si Sun Liming, sir, ay involved po siya, sir, dun sa paggawa, sir, ng mga platform that were being used in Scam Hub, sir, dito sa atin.
Were you able to establish, Mr. Chair, the presence of this person dun sa Bamban operations?
Wala pa po kaming lumalabas sa investigasyon namin, but we are looking at that, sir. Initially, sir, we have this information, sir.
Now, Mr. Chair, paano nyo natuntun itong Chinese national dun sa Baguio? Was there a tip or talagang through intelligence work lang to? Bakit nyo natuntun? Bakit nyo naisipan na nandun nagtatago itong dalawang to?
May informasyon po kaming nakuha, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I understand na nagtatago sa isang bahay. I think Pines Subdivision or a certain Royal Pine Subdivision ang pangalan. Sino po may-ari nung bahay?
Sa ngayon po, sir, as yun nabanggit po kahapon, it's a property, a corporate property. I think it was owned by Mr. Harry Roque. It's a corporate property but being leased by this Chinese national.
So it's owned by corporation. The house is owned by a corporation, and in turn, the corporation is also owned by, or rather, it shows that the owner of the said corporation is former Secretary Harry Roque.
Yun po yung nakita namin sa hearing yesterday, in the Senate hearing, sir.
Do you have the incorporation papers, or do we have a copy of the title of the house to prove that Secretary Harry Roque is indeed the owner of the said house?
Wala po kaming dokumento as of today, sir.
So more or less, we are assuming that
Yes,
it's
sir.
owned.
Yes, sir.
Paano po lumabas yung pangalan ni former Secretary Harry Roque when we do not have any evidences linking Secretary Harry Roque to the said house?
As to the information kung bakit lumabas po yung pangalan ni Mr. Harry Roque is hindi po sa amin, sir, nanggaling. Siguro po, sir, may mga nagtanong-tanong po doon if whether kung nakikita po nila si Mr. Harry Roque doon o former spokesperson Harry Roque. So, hindi na po namin alam, sir, kung saan nanggaling yung information.
Mr. Chair, can we do some diligence work on this matter, because this is very important to establish whether that it is the house is truly owned by Secretary Harry Roque. Can we send some people to the register or to the local government unit to ask for documents, titles, and of course to the SEC regarding the corporation, the corporate papers linking Secretary Harry Roque to the said house? Kailangan siguro natin yon. Can we do that?
Yes, sir. We can have our investigation.
To former Secretary Harry Roque, well, you just have heard the statement of Yusek Gilbert Cruz that linking you to the said Chinese nationals. Kilala niyo po ba itong dalawang tao na nahuli ng PAOK?
Hindi ko po kakilala itong dalawang tao. In fact, yung isa, sabi naman po ni Yusek, ay kakarating lang ng bansa ng July, yung babae. Yung isa, ang pagpapakilala niya, ay siya ay Cambodian, no? So, hindi ko po kilala kung sino yung Cambodian na yan. Pero actually, Manong Johnny, just to facilitate things, inaamin ko po that I have an interest in the corporation that owns the house. Hindi ko naman po dininay ito sa Senado. Ang problema lang po talaga is we're in the process of distributing property within the family. And right now, hindi po sa akin talaga yung property. But, nagkasundo po kami na talagang I want to retain this property. So ngayon po, ang nag-aari ng property ay, sandali po, kunin ko lang yung pangalan, ha? At,
So, former Secretary Harry Roque, you admit that you have an interest in this house
I
by
have an
virtue
interest
of
po.
the corporation owning this house.
yes po, ang may registered owner po nito is PH2 Lot 37 Pinewood Holdings Incorporated. In turn, it is owned by a holding corporation called Biancham. Now, ang totoo po nito, I will have no more interest in Biancham, according to our organization, but I will have full interest in PH2 Lot 37 Pinewood Holdings as part of our division, no, within the holding corporation. Pero ang punto po is, meron po kaming contract of lease na ang pumirma po ay isang babae. Ang pangalan po niya ay Yoon Wan. At ito po ay dated January 15, 2024. At dun po sa pirmahan ng contract of lease na notaryado, pinresenta po niya ang kanyang passport at require din po siya na magpresenta ng Alien Certificate of Registration para patunay na legal po siya sa Pilipinas. And I would like to submit a copy of this contract of lease to this body. And likewise, I don't think you have a copy of my contract of lease yet, so I will also provide this with to the PAOK. No? So para lang pong malinaw na dahil siya po ay naka-lease, hindi po ako nakaposisyon dito.
Sino po, Mr. Roque, ang pumirma dun sa lease, contract of lease?
Ang pumirma po ay ang aking may bahay na si Myla Roque.
So you are aware of this contract of lease?
I'm aware of this contract of lease with this woman po. No? At ako nga po ang nagsabi na...
But you have never met this person?
I've met her po.
So...
I met her. In
Kasi
fact,
kanina po, Mr. Roque, when I asked you, sabi niyo po, hindi niyo kilala.
hindi po, yung lalaki po. Yung
but
lalaki
now
na
you're
Cambodian.
telling this committee na na-meet mo pala yung
yung
lessor.
Lessie po.
Yung Lessie.
Oo, yung Lessie po, na-meet
Oo.
ko. In fact, hindi ko lang po na-meet. May isang beses pa na nag-lunch kami sa Los Angeles. No? So, wala naman po akong kaduda-duda na siya ay lehitimo. Siya ay extensively traveled at meron naman siyang ACR. Sa katunayan, she wants to be in complete compliance with the law. Kaya po ngayon, nung napaso ang kanyang ACR, umalis siya ng bansa at ang sabi niya sa akin, she's in the process of renewing her ACR. Pero ang tingin ko naging problema po rito ay itong babaeng ito na may Alien Certificate of Registration at merong passport, ang nakalagay po sa kanya single. So ngayon po, nagtataka ako kung ano talaga ang relasyon nila doon sa lalaki na nahanap sa aking bahay. No? At nung nahanap nga po yung lalaki sa aking bahay, ito nga pong si Ana, no? Ang tawag ko sa kanya Ana kasi yun yung American name niya, hinanap ko at sabi ko, sino yan? Well, yun nga po, lumalabas na yung Cambodian pala ay isang partner niya, pero ang hindi ko naman alam, hindi sila kasal, ewan ko talaga kung talaga siya'y nananatili doon, pero meron po akong katiwala doon. Kasi po, natakot ako na kapag pinaupahan ko sa incheck, sa Chino, sorry po for the derogatory word. Minsan po kasi nung ako'y nasa gobyerno, nagreklamo sa akin yung mga residente na isang subdivision sa Parañaque, rinifer ko sa OIC na NBI, at ginagamit daw ang isang residential house bilang pogo. So, para nga po maiwasan na nagamitin ito for any other purpose, hindi ko po pinaalis yung katiwala ko doon. Sa labas lang sila ng bahay, nag-aalaga ng hardin, nag-aalaga ng baka, at pinamamasbadan ko po kung ilan talaga ang pumapasok sa bahay. At ang sabi naman po nila, 3 hanggang 4 lang po ang talagang nag-i-stay sa bahay. At wala
Mr. Roque, kailan ho niyo nakilala itong Leslie ninyo?
Well, actually ako po, na-meet ko siya sa LA, kailan lang po. Tapos na-meet ko rin siya nung simula po, no?
Mr. Chair, na-meet mo yung Leslie, nasa LA ka?
Ay, hindi po. Nag-lunch kami sa LA.
Okay.
Nag-lunch po kami sa LA.
When you met this person, this lessee, meron ng existing contract of lease o wala pa?
Meron na po. Kaya ako po siya kakilala.
Kailan po nag-start yung contract of lease ninyo,
Ang
Mr.
date
Chair?
po dito ay January 15, 2024 po itong hawak kong contract.
So prior to the signing of the lease contract, you never knew this person?
Yung lalaki po. Pero yung
Yung
babae,
babae,
kilala ko na rin.
Matagal na mukhang kilala to.
Kakilala ko na rin po yung babae. Pero ang contract of lease po niya is January 15, 2024.
January 2024 yung contract of lease. So kailan na ho nyo nakilala itong taon to?
Hindi naman po matagal. Kailan lang din po. Hindi ko lang po maalala talaga kung kailan. Pero kasi, matagal na nilang gusto i-lease yung property. Ang balita
Sino
ko dun
po ang nagrekomenda sa inyo itong person na ito?
Well, sila po talagang mapursige na gusto nilang umupa. Ako, nung una, ayaw ko talaga kasi gustong-gusto ko po yung bahay ko, no? At palagi po ako dun sa lugar na yon, no? Pero nagpupumilit at ang nangyari, ako naman po ay nandito na sa Manila. Sabi ko, sayang naman, nabubulok. Sige, paupahan na, no? So, ito po, isasubmit ko po yung aking contract of lease.
Yes, please do. Pero Mr. Chair,
Vice Chair, can we also have the copies of those Secretary Roque, yung incorporators? You said a while ago that there is a corporation.
Opo.
Can you kindly submit also to the committee?
Hindi ko po dala, but I can of course submit it.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, please submit it, Mr. Roque. So it has been established, Mr. Chair, as per, of course, the admission of Mr. Roque, that he truly owns the house, no? Kasi hindi ka naman magpapalis. You're the one who signed the contract of lease.
Well, we have
Yung
an
wife
interest
mo,
in the
ikaw
corporation po.
nagsapirma.
Yung wife ko po,
But
hindi
you
ko po
already
tinatanggi
admitted,
naman yan, no?
you already admitted earlier
Hindi
that
ko
by
naman po-
virtue of your owning the corporation
Yes po.
which owned the house, so literally, kayo po may-ari nun. Now,
Well,
my
the
question
corporation,
is, Mr. Roque, since kayo naman ang may-ari nun, pinupuntahan din naman ninyo yon. I'm very sure, according to Mr. Cruz, doon sa mga neighborhood, nakikita po yung presence ninyo. Did you not do any due diligence getting the background of this lessee?
I did po by asking for the alien certificate of registration.
Hindi po ninyo tinanong kung saang negosyo, ano ba negosyo nila?
Well,
Because it seems that very
Oo.
clear, kaya hinuli yan, i-involve talaga sa illegal pogo.
Ay, hindi po. Hinuli po yan at ako po yung nakipag-ugnayan na sa Chinese Embassy rin dahil may wanted pala siya for financial fraud. Hindi po sa pogo. So, malinaw po yun, no? At napahiya nga po ako sa Chinese Embassy dahil ako yung malapit naman sa kanila, no? At in-explain ko rin na wala akong inalaman na meron palang pugante sa China na nanirahan dun sa bahay na yon, no? Pero malinaw naman po na sabi po sa akin ng embassy, kaya nga po siya nasalagay sa red list ng Interpol. It's because of financial fraud. I think it is P2P in fact. Hindi ko nga alam kung ano yung P2P, no? Pero P2P financial fraud, kaya siya dinagay po sa Interpol red list. At hindi naman po dahil sa pogo.
So, Mr. Roque, Mr. Chair, wala kayong previous dealings nitong lessee?
Wala po, wala po.
May I ask Yusek Gilbert Cruz? Well, it has already been established, it has already been said, it's in the record that Mr. Roque owns the house. Do you think, Yusek Cruz, that Mr. Harry Roque is a person of interest, considering that the per lessee who is leasing his house is involved in illegal activities? Do you think that Mr. Harry Roque will be a subject of investigation or should be investigated?
With this development, sir, we will include former spokesperson Harry Roque in our investigation. But of course, sir, we need documents coming from all the agencies involved to prove the ownership of the property.
Okay, we will let you finish your investigation, ongoing pa naman ang ano. So let me go to the last matter. Masali na lang ako, Mr. Chair. Yesterday, Chairman Al Tenco was interviewed in Head Start. And he said that sometime last year, I don't know, last year or this year, that Mr. Harry Roque accompanied Miss Cassandra Leong to PAGCOR to assist her in the renewal of their license. Totoo po ba yun, Mr. Harry Roque?
Manong Johnny, Kong, hindi po yun ang sinabi ni Chairman Altenco.
But I saw it.
Pero
Hindi
sa-
naman nanood ako kahapon. That's all I did.
Oo. Sa
Before
Senado
going
po.
to ano.
Manong,
We can call
May
Mr.
I remind
Altenco,
wait.
and we can
excuse me, Vice Chair.
retrieve the files of the interview. It was very clear. Mr. Altenco said during the interview na Mr. Harry Roque accompanied Cassandra Leong with regards on the request for the renewal of their license because may $500,000 na hindi nabayaran kaya hindi ma-process yung license nila. And I don't think Mr. Altenco will go on nationwide TV telling lies. So we can retrieve that file of that interview. So yung kanang tanong ko po, Mr. Harry Roque, totoo po ba yun?
Attorney Roque, resource speakers, reminder to address the chair.
yes,
Thank you so much.
Mr. Chair, hindi po. 2 beses na po nag-testify si Chairman Altenco at nandito po si Attorney Fernandez na kasama po doon sa meeting. Hindi po ako lumapit kay Chairman Altenco on July 26, 2023 para kumuha ng lisensya. Linapit ko po siya, yung Cassandra Ong, para po magkaroon ng rescheduling of payment sa mga pagkakautang di umano dahil na-dispalkuhan yung Lucky South ng pambayad sa PAGCOR. Binigay daw po nila di umano sa kanilang representative sa PAGCOR na si Dennis Cunana yung pera at na-dispalko. At ito naman po ay 2 beses inulit
Mr. Chair,
ni
Mr.
Chairman
Harry Roque, it
Tangco po.
pertains to the same thing.
Ay.
Sinasabi nyo, ang dinideny, ang tinanong ko sa inyo, totoo ba na nagsama kayo?
Totoo po,
yun
sinamahan
po,
ko
yun
po.
po ang tanong ko.
Opo, pero-
Now, ang sinasabi nyo, you are denying na hindi dahil dun sa renewal ng license, dun
Tama
sa
po.
bayad. But still, it's still the same issue dahil you cannot renew your license until such time that the $500,000 will be paid. So, ganun din po ang objective nun. Kaya sinamahan nyo siya para matulungan na mabayaran yung $500,000, but the ultimate objective is for the renewal of the license. Hindi po ba?
Mr. Chair, hindi po. Kasi hindi pa po mapapaso yung lisensya at that time. At in fact, yung last hearing sa Senado, sinabi naman po ni Chairman Altenco na meron pa silang lisensya which was granted by the previous administration and good for 3 years. So hindi pa po sila up for renewal.
Okay.
Yun lang po.
That's besides the point. But you admit that sinamahan po ninyo si Cassandra Leong sa PAGCOR to meet with Altenco.
Totoo po yan. At paulit-ulit ko naman po yan. In-affirm din po, Mr. Chairman, sa Senado.
So, Mr. Roque, Mr. Chair, ano ang relasyon ninyo kay Cassandra Leong? Are you a legal counsel? Are you a consultant?
I am
Why
legal-
did you have to accompany Ms. Leong to PAGCOR?
Well,
In
I
what
am-
capacity?
In my capacity as a practicing lawyer po, because the company that she represents is Whirlwind Corporation. Whirlwind Corporation po is isang service provider. At ang kliyente po niya ay ang Lucky South. And I'm happy po na nandito si Chairman Domingo para ma-explain ko anong nature ng service provider. They provide all services po to their POGOs, lalo na yung mga nasa POGO Hub, kasi po hindi nag-i-English yung mga POGO na yan. So they deal with the outside world using service providers. At yan po yung negosyo ni Whirlwind na kumpanya po ni Cassie Ong. No? At yung panahon nga po noon, ang problema nila, yung representante nila sa PAGCOR mismo, di umano, ang kanilang naging problema. So ako naman po, in-accommodate ko naman po dahil alam ko na parang nabiktima naman itong mga taong ito. At yun nga po, ang hiningi namin kung po pwedeng bayaran yung obligasyon na gives, no, by installment basis. Pero wala pa pong usaping lisensya nung panahon na yun.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Roque,
Interjection lang, Vice Chair. Kapraso lang. Just wanted to find out the Whirlwind Corporation is Whirlwind Corporation is a realty development corporation. Am I correct?
Tama po yan, Mr. Chair. At kaya po ako unang nakilala yan matapos ang eleksyon, ang nagpakilala po sa akin, sila daw ay mag-i-invest sa mga renewable energy projects.
Pero, former Secretary Roque, hindi sila nagpo-provide. No service provide. Hindi sila service provider, in other words. Kasi dito ata sa incorporation nila, it's all about realty development. So, I was confused kung nagpo-provide sila ng service ang Whirlwind.
Apo. Well, again, apo.
Nagpo-provide sila sa... Wait, sandali ha. Because in accordance with the SEC, ano lang po sila? Development, realty development. So, why are they providing services?
Sila po ang umupa dun sa lupa, sa Porac, at sila po ang nagpagawa ng mga buildings. At sila po ang nagpapaupa sa Lucky South.
Yes,
so,
correct.
yung by being a service provider, at alam ko po naman po, ang patakaran ng mga ibang service provider, ganyan rin, sila nagbibigay ng physical infrastructure, pati computer sila nagbibigay, at iba pang mga serbisyo dun sa mga nag-ooperate ng Pogo, kasi mga Pogo talaga, mga Chino, at dun sila talaga sa electronic gambling na involved.
So, aside from the realty development, they provide services as well.
Tama po yan. At kaya
But in relation to their SEC, ang purpose lang nila is specifically for development ng properties. So, I think there are some violation with regards to the delivering services as well.
Hindi ko pa po Mr. Chair, hindi ko pa po nakikita yung articles nila, pero totoo po na they are first and foremost a real estate company.
Secretary Roque. The amended articles of incorporation of Whirlwind Corporation is primarily to engage in realty development. That's their purpose.
Tama po. Mr. Chair.
Kung sila po ay nagbibigay ng ibang serbisyo, then it's beyond their corporate responsibility nila.
Normally
diba?
po, merong primary at merong secondary. So it could be covered by a secondary purpose po, no?
So we will check the secondary purpose. Okay, for the meantime, we'll be asking. Sige, go ahead muna.
I'll be winding up my interpellation, Mr. Chair, to give a chance to other. Mr. Roque, Mr. Chair, kailan ho niyo nakilala si Cassandra Leong?
Right after elections po, dahil I had to settle back to my practice, dahil natalo nga tayo ng eleksyon, and settled back to old projects that I left hanging, including renewable energy projects.
Paano ho niyo nakilala si Cassandra Leong, Mr. Chair?
May nagpakilala po sa akin na isang Malaysian company also engaged in renewable energy, at ang sabi nila, sa Singapore, merong company na may presence sa Philippines that is seriously studying the feasibility of starting an integrated solar panel manufacturing facility, kasi nga po, binoboycott ng mga Amerikano yung solar panels na made in China.
Kailan po, anong year po kayo nakakilala ni Cassandra Leong?
Matapos po ang eleksyon. Ang eleksyon po ay 2022. So, matapos po ang May 2022 election, kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, mga July or August po yan.
Kailan po kayo pumunta sa PAGCOR, Mr. Chair?
2023 na po.
2023.
Apo.
Nung nakilala po ninyo si Cassandra Leong, hindi ba ninyo alam, hindi ba niya sinabi na she's involved in POGO operations?
Ang alam ko po, sila nagpapaupa nga doon sa Porac. Pero that's one only of their businesses, at marami silang businesses, especially in Singapore. At in fact, ang palagi ko pong kausap ay isang non-resident sa Pilipinas. Lumilipad po siya from Singapore to discuss with me the feasibility of the solar energy project, no, which is in Cebu. At yun nga pong CEO na yun ang dahilan kung bakit hindi ko nakumbinsi sila mag-invest dun sa solar project na yun. Kasi ang reklamo ng kanilang CEO, who's based in Singapore, is napakababa po noong, ano ba tawag doon, yung babayaran po ng Meralco doon sa proyekto, no? Kasi yung proyekto na gusto ko sana mag-invest sila ay meron na pong gano'n, no? PSA. So, wala pong nangyari doon sa mga
Mr.
efforts
Roque, sa
ko.
tingin niyo po, bakit kayo nilapitan ni Cassandra Leong?
Ay, ako po lumapit sa kanila dahil naghahanap po talaga ako ng investors para sa mga proyekto ng renewable energy.
Are
Kasi
you
in
a
fact,
consultant of Whirlwind Corporation?
I am in fact legal counsel po.
Legal counsel kayo
Opo.
ng Whirlwind Corporation.
Opo.
So you have had a long dealings with Cassandra Leong.
Well, hindi po long kasi after I accompanied them in PAGCOR, 2 months later, they told me they have a problem with their landlord. That they were being evicted from the property at meron na raw writ of execution from the RTC. So sabi ko, paano nangyari yon? Ang sabi nila kasi nagkaroon ng kaso na ejectment, yung lupa pala na pinirmahan nilang lease contract sa tatay, nagdidemandahan pala yung tatay at anak. Siguro alam ng mga taga Angeles yung kwento ng Cruz family. At ang nangyari, yung mga anak na registered owners, dinimanda sila ng ejectment, pero yung tatay hindi naman binigay sa kanila yung mga papeles, itinago, kaya umabot na sa punto na nagkaroon ng writ of execution at dun sa kaso, may mga abogado na hindi naman nila inauthorize.
Mr. Chair, last question, Mr. Roque. Magkakilala ba itong dalawang Chinese national at saka si Cassandra Leong?
Hindi po. As far as I know, hindi po sila magkakilala at yan nga po ang aking ine-emphasize. Wala pong links at all itong request ng China sa Interpol to apprehend this Chinese fugitive with the issue of pogos in the Philippines.
Mr. Roque, Mr. Chair, I'm just curious kasi for the past several months, medyo mainit talaga ng pogo. And it seems your name always crops up. Una yung kay Cassandra Leong. Your name was involved. Then itong pangalawa, itong sa raid ng bahay mo, your name again is involved. So, hindi po natin maalis sa madlang publiko at dito sa komitiba that you might be involved in these illegal activities.
Hindi po tama yon, and I don't think there's any basis for saying that. Dahil sabihin na po natin na ako yung nag-aabogado, ang pag-aabogado po is not a basis for criminal liability unless you perform illegal acts.
Then not only that, Mr. Roque, may nakitang papeles, dokumente doon, signed by you when you're still the secretary during the previous administration, doon sa ni-raid sa Bambam or Porac, I think.
Opo, salamat po at gusto ko pong explain yan.
So on 3 occasions, your name was involved in these illegal activities.
Matapos po na kunin akong abogado ng Whirlwind at isasubmit ko po ngayon sa komite yung aking formal entry of appearance sa 3 hukuman, sa Municipal Trial Court Porac, Pampanga, sa RTC 114 Angeles City at saka sa Court of Appeals sa ngalan ng Whirlwind. Yung unang-unang ginawa po namin itong ad cautelan motion to quash or recall writ of execution na in-issue ng Angeles City, Pampanga. Nanaig po kami dito. So it was a minor victory na na-prevent namin yung ejectment. Now, yung panahon naman po yun ay yung isa kong dating staff ay nagsimula mag-aral ng flying sa Clark. At matapos po ang isang hearing, sabi ko, nandito ako sa Angeles, join us, no? At doon po nagkakilala yung staff ko na si De La Serna na taga Bohol at saka si Cassie. Na matapos po na nag-meeting sila, sinabi naman ni De La Serna na siya magsisimula sa Clark at nagtanong, meron bang alam na po pwedeng tirhan dahil siya po ay taga Bohol. At ang alam ko po, ang sabi ni Cassie, pwede naman meron kaming tirahan doon, kaya lang temporary lang kasi nga depende ko ano mangyari doon sa kaso ng execution. Kaya po, nandoon siya doon sa premises, pero doon po siya sa tirahan. Iwalay po yung tirahan doon sa lugar kung saan ginagawa yung negosyo. Yun lang po yan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no further questions. I'll just await the result of the investigation of PAOK. And let's just hope, Mr. Roque, that there will be no more cropping up of your name in next raids or whatever. Kung mga ano, baka may iba pa kayong bahay na pinaparentalan po.
Wala na po. Pero Congressman Pimentel, Manong Johnny, you know me from the 17th Congress.
I have no further question, Mr. Chair.
Chairman, maraming salamat po for the opportunity to explain. And of course, I'd like to thank you for this privilege to come back to what I consider as my home, the House of Representatives. Maraming
Yes,
salamat po.
a former colleague, Congressman, the former Congressman Harry Roque, he's one among us before.
Mr. Chair, earlier while I was listening to Attorney Harry Roque, he was saying that he was never involved with Lucky South 99 other than to accompany Cassandra Leong to the PAGCOR. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I accompanied Cassandra as an officer of Whirlwind, as in pursuant to the documents that I submitted today before this committee, she signed as corporate secretary, sir.
And your participation was limited to that purpose lang, no? Yung negotiation as to the payment for the fees that were not paid. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor, and 2 weeks later, they retained me to handle the ejectment case, specifically a motion to quash.
I mean, just in relation to PAGCOR lang.
Yes, Your Honor, that's it.
Okay,
Yes, Your
now,
Honor.
2 meetings ago kasi, Mr. Chair, I remember that Altenco, during questioning by Congressman Adyong, mentioned that he was of the impression that Attorney Roque wasn't just lawyering for Whirlwind, but was in fact lawyering for Lucky South 99. And this is contrary to what you said was a statement of Altenco. I wanted that to be clarified po sana.
He was wrong because at that time po that we met, and Attorney Jeza Fernandez can confirm this, on July 26, 2023, the official representative of Lucky South with PAGCOR was Mr. Dennis Cunanan.
Okay, now, Attorney Fernandez, you were with Altenco when you were meeting with Attorney Roque, is that correct?
Yes.
And do you remember 2 meetings ago that Altenco also mentioned that he was of the impression that Attorney Roque was lawyering for Lucky South 99 and not just Whirlwind. Is that also correct?
Yes, sir.
So he said that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
he just said that. He just said yes. Are you of the impression that he was lawyering for this?
Yeah.
He said
yes, correct. Now, you were also present. Was that also the same impression that you shared with Altenco?
I am not one to assume, sir, but the topic of the meeting that we had with him, sir, was really Lucky South 99.
And what was specifically the topic as far as Lucky South 99 is concerned?
It's about the arrears of Lucky South 99, which were not remitted to PAGCOR, allegedly because its authorized representative did not deposit said amount to PAGCOR's account.
Okay, now, you also heard Attorney Roque parang downplayed it kanina eh. Sabi niya, it wasn't for the renewal naman of the permits because the permits was still good for a few more years. That's what he said. But why would then he meet with you guys if it had nothing to do with the permits of Lucky South 99?
I think in addition to the topic of the non-payment of arrears of Lucky South 99, it was also that period when we already released the new guidelines for internet gaming licenses. So, Lucky South, the Miss Cassandra Ong would like to reapply, expressed her intent to reapply under the new framework, and that she was informed that she has to comply with the requirements and to pay for the arrears before the application may be processed.
Okay, so it now crossed just from the payment of arrears to the new requirements of the IGL. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was Attorney Roque participating in that discussion?
He based on what I remember, nakikinig lang po siya doon.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned that there were several phone calls that were made by Attorney Roque to you.
Yes,
you confirm
sir.
that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was the nature of these conversations?
He was asking po kung meron pa pong lacking documents yung Lucky South.
So it is for the new accreditation of Lucky South 99 as IGL?
Yeah, for the ongoing application po of Lucky South for an internet gaming license.
So it is contrary to the statement that it was just for the payment of the arrears?
I cannot answer that, sir, but matter of fact lang po,
Yeah.
that the follow-ups po were made for the application of Lucky South 99 as an internet gaming license.
And no discussions were made as far as Whirlwind is concerned?
None po, because Whirlwind po does not have any relationship or any accreditation or any relationship or contractual relationship with PAGCOR.
How about the phone calls that you received from Attorney Roque? Did it include in any way Whirlwind?
No po.
No. So it was all Lucky South 99.
Yes po.
Okay, how many calls were that, if you recall?
Around 5 to 6, sir, but I missed 2, sir.
Okay. Now, Attorney Roque, to be fair po, I'll give you time to explain din po.
Yes, the explanation po is because Kasiong is a service provider. Not only do they own the premises, but they provide services to Lucky South. It's a matter of record and documentation that the official representative as of July 26, 2023 was Dennis Cunanan, and therefore the document is proof itself. No, that on the time that we met, it was Dennis Cunanan. Now, in that meeting, nagsalita rin po si Chairman Altenco, and I'm sure si Attorney Fernandez will recall. Sabi niya, hindi ko gusto yan Dennis Cunanan. Hindi talaga mabuting tao yan. I suggest palitan yan. At kaya po, napalitan si Dennis Cunanan. I do not know if Attorney Fernandez recalls that, no? And of course, by being a representative of a licensee to PAGCOR, hindi naman po requirement na ikaw ay maging shareholder, hindi rin requirement na ikaw ay maging officer. Because Dennis Cunanan, in fact, was neither an officer or a shareholder. Ang kinakailangan lang po is a board resolution authorizing that person to represent that company to PAGCOR. So, consistent po yan sa sinasabi ko na Whirlwind provides services, and after that meeting, upon suggestion of Altenco, dahil hindi nga maganda daw reputasyon ni Dennis Cunanan, tinanggap nga niya yung representative na hindi naman po required na maging kabahagi ng korporasyon. Ulitin ko po ang service provider po importante sa mga POGO kasi hindi po yung mga nag-i-English. Wala, at saka nasa POGO Hub po sila, hindi sila lumalabas po.
Thank you, sir. For a while, sali lang po. Kasi I also watched your interviews and your statement before the Senate. Parang what you said kasi was like, it was just purely Whirlwind. You were in no way connected with Lucky South 99. But you also heard Attorney Fernandez na sabi niya na from all intents and purposes, ang appearance that you were giving was that you were asking about the renewals, the requirements na nga for Lucky South 99. Now, how is that related to being just the lawyer for the service provider?
Madali po i-explain.
Sige po.
Kasi yung kliyente ko na Whirlwind acts as an agent for Lucky South. So it is an agency. Yung service provider po, in effect, is a contract of agency. Siyang gumagalaw para po sa Lucky South. So when I represented the Whirlwind, it is because I was representing an agent of Lucky South, but not Lucky South. But I state under oath, as a former member of this House, as an officer of the court, I have never had any dealings with any officer or stockholder of Lucky South. Kaya nga po, alam niyo naman ang attorney-lawyer relationship, it's the highest fiduciary relationship. Hindi ko po talaga po pwedeng akuin na kliyente ko siya, bagamat sana po kinuha ko dahil tingin ko makakwash ko yung raid sa kanilang premises. Yun po yung sinasabi ko sa Senado dahil mali po talaga yung mga ginawa doon sa raid na yon. Kung ako'y maniningil ng 10% contingency on the basis of the value of the land, yayaman na po ako, no?
Yes,
pero ayaw po nila ako kunin. Siguro po kasi ang impression nila kapag may problema na ang gusto nilang kunin, isang abogado na malakas sa gobyerno at hindi po kritiko.
Okay po. But please understand din po na from what Attorney Fernandez is saying, I mean from someone who's listening lang po from what she was saying, is that it's no longer just as a lawyer for Cassandra Leong. Kasi you're now asking about the requirements for the renewal of the IGL. So parang it's no longer just a service provider. As a service provider siguro, you'd provide other things other than securing their renewal of their permits. Would that be fair to say na ang agent nga lang as service provider siya pa naglalakad for the renewal of the permits from PAGCOR?
Totoo po kasi nung panahon na yon na-revoke na yung appointment ni Dennis Cunanan as representative to PAGCOR. So it was already Cassandra Ong. After that meeting, that became the representative of Lucky South.
Of whom you represent?
I represented her because she's an employee, corporate secretary of Whirlwind.
Kaya nga po. So, siya nagiging representative ng Lucky South 99 at ikaw yung abogado niya. Tama po ba?
Well, abogado
From
po
your
ako.
explanation po, ngayon.
Well, ayun po, dahil ang Whirlwind nga po ay ahente.
No. It was Cassandra Leong who was the agent of, you said, di ba? Sabi mo, pinalitan niya si Dennis Cunanan. Siya na ang naging representante ngayon ng Lucky South 99. At ikaw yung abogado niya. So, you are now lawyering for a representative of Lucky South 99.
I
Correct?
disagree po. Kasi po, ang Cassandra Ong was there as part of Whirlwind. So I was representing for Cassandra Ong of Whirlwind, acting as representative of Lucky South. That is a more accurate po. And pursuant to the laws of
We
agency
should not
po.
like stretching the definition na rin po.
Hindi naman po. Kasi
Okay.
kung ako po talaga yung nag-lawyer for Lucky South, ang tanong ko, wala pong masama doon. Pero ang punto, hindi po talaga ako
Sino po?
nag-lawyer.
Hindi lawyer for Lucky South 99. I'm just saying, na as you said, Cassandra Leong replaced Dennis Cunanan as the agent of Lucky South 99. And you are the counsel for the representative of Lucky South 99. Yun lang po. I'm not saying na
Well,
directly to Lucky South 99, but of the agent of Lucky South 99.
I was representing Cassie Ong of Whirlwind. That is correct po. And I confirm
Ay,
that.
Sir,
Secretary Roque, I think
yes, ma'am.
you were read the rules a while ago.
Yes,
Please follow the rules. Address the chairman.
my apologies. My apologies po. It's just that it was an animated discussion and a friendly discussion. After all, he is also from a province of my relative who's now governor.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yun lang ba? I was just confused. Para I wanted it to be clear lang. Kasi I think Altenco should be here para at least man lang to clarify din yung statement niya. Kasi doon nga ako nalito Kasi when he appeared 2 meetings ago, he categorically said kasi na he was of the impression that you were lawyering for Lucky South 99. And contrary to what you were saying also, Mr. Chair, that he never mentioned or he denied that you were lawyering for Lucky South 99 po.
Mr. Chair, I guess my answers is based on actual rules of legal ethics on when there is engagement. There could be an engagement between attorney and client as simple as giving legal advice. But there is an actual legal engagement when there's actually a contract between a client and attorney. So yun po yung talagang status sa legal ethics. Minsan, Mr. Chairman, yung mga nagtatanong sa radyo, yan po yung mga issue. Kasi pagbibigay pa lang ng legal advice, may attorney-client relationship na. Pero para magkaroon po ng engagement, dapat talaga merong kasunduan. Bakit naman po ako magre-represent, Mr. Chairman, ng isang kumpanya hindi magbabayad sa akin? Abay, mayaman pa. Pogo pa.
Okay po.
Sisingilin ko po yan, Mr. Chairman. Wala naman po akong nakita.
Okay.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now, last, Mr. Chair, just to be clear lang, para idugtong ko lang. You were saying that you are representing Cassandra Leong as a representative of Whirlwind. But at the same time, you also said that Cassandra Leong replaced Dennis Cunanan as a representative of Lucky South 99 in relation to the application of Lucky South 99 to with PAGCOR in the renewal of their permits. And that was confirmed by Attorney Fernandez that you made several calls to her in relation to also the requirements for the renewal of the permits for Lucky South 99. Para clear lang po, no? So it's not you directly to Lucky South 99, but you with Cassandra Leong. But on the issue lang na medyo Cassandra Leong was acting for both Whirlwind and Lucky South 99. Tama po ba?
Well, ewan ko po kung tama na for both kasi siya po talaga ang naging representative as Whirlwind. Pero naalala ko po kung bakit ako tumawag. Kasi ang sabi po niya, hindi nga raw makontak si Attorney Jessa. And even me, when I called twice, hindi po ako nasagot. So nakiusap lang po siya na baka naman pag kayo po tumawag, malaman ko kung ano pa yung kulang namin. And that is why I complied naman with the request of Cassie Ong dahil sabi naman talaga ni Attorney Fernandez, mahirap talaga siya makontak. E nakontak ko naman po siya at least 3 times. No? Isa by text. Yun nga pong hiningi ko lang yung ano yung lacking documentary requirements. Nasa akin pa po yung sagot niya. And isa-isa niya. Tapos pangalawa, tawag, sinabi ko lang na meron ng abogadong magre-represent sa Lucky South para dun sa MTTP. Kasi yan po yung bagong requirement na wala talaga nakakaintindi. Pero hindi po ako ang gumawa nun. Ibang abogado po yung gumawa nun. At pangatlo, tinanong ko lang kung ano yung status at doon nga po sinabi na on the basis of media reports and on the basis of the investigation banban, they're not inclined to approve. At sinabihan ko naman po si Cassie na, uy, ipasarado mo yung pogo na yan dahil illegal na yan kapag mag-operate. At tumunod naman. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To Yusek Cruz, sir. The persons that you picked up sa Benguet, Attorney Roque said that he was not involved with Pogo. Would you confirm that, sir? Can you confirm that he was not in any way related to any Pogo activities ba?
Are you referring to the
The
person that
Chinese
was
guy
arrested?
who claimed to be Cambodian ba?
Yes, sir. Under investigation pa rin, sir, yung involvement niya rin sa Porac, Pogo, sir.
But is it true that he's parang sa IT siya? Involved siya sa IT?
Yes, sir. Just to give you a background, sir, of Sun Liming. This Sun Liming, sir, is his Chinese name, sir. Ito yung totoo niyang identity. Last September 15, sir, 2023, yung mga assets niya po was froze by the Chinese government. Dahil, sir, dun sa liming.com, ito, sir, yung platform na ginagamit niya para makapanloko. And nakapanloko po siya amounting to 64 million yuan. And eventually, they discovered it na mas malaki pa pala yung naloko niya, amounting to 7 billion yuan. Ang mga niloko nito, sir, are mostly Chinese people. And kung isipin natin, sir, yung 7 billion yuans na yon, it's close to 56 billion pesos, sir. So, Mr. Sun and his cohorts dupe yung victims nila in believing into that their company, sir, ay isang multiple contracts, nakakuha ng multiple contracts from the Chinese government. Pinalabas nila, sir, na marami silang contracts from the Chinese government. And yun po, sir, yung modus operandi nila in their scam.
Is there truth to the rumors that siya din yung IT person in charge sa yung mga scam farms?
Yun po, sir, kasi yung background niya, sir, he is considered to be a genius pagdating, sir, sa paggawa, sir, ng mga apps, ng mga scamming hubs.
So wala pang results na investigation niyo?
Iniimbestigahan pa po natin in coordination, sir, with the Chinese Embassy.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Attorney Roque. Thank you, Attorney Fernandez.
Thank you, Your
Thank you,
Honor.
Pong.
Before we proceed further, may the Chair acknowledge the presence of our Deputy Majority Leader, the Honorable Janet Garin, 1st District, Iloilo. Congressman Paduano is not here. Congressman Bong Teves is not here. The Honorable Adjong is now recognized for your interpellation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Before I go on with my question, gusto ko lang pong klaruhin kay Attorney Fernandez, Attorney Fernandez. You were present during the previous hearing, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you were, and when we were asking Chairman Teves about the nature of the meeting that happened took place between him and Miss Ong, Cassandra Ong, and I believe Secretary Roque was also present, as he also admitted. And correct me if I'm wrong, although I was actually, Mr. Chair, trying to secure the transcript of the previous meeting, because the question that we asked him is what's the nature and why Secretary Roque was present during that meeting. And he said that in no way was in that meeting, in no way was the word or Whirlwind Corporation was even mentioned. Is it correct? Is my memory serves me right?
Yes.
That there's no parang sa discussion nila, Whirlwind Corporation was never mentioned.
Yes, sir. Based on my recollection, di po na, yun po ang sinabi.
Yes, yun pong sinabi niya. So now, Secretary Roque is saying that he was there to I don't know, sir, no, you were lawyering for Whirlwind, no, and not sa Lucky South.
Opo, kasi nga po dun sa mga kaso, na actual kaso na hinarapan ko sa hukuman, dun po lumalabas ko anong relasyon ng Whirlwind at ang Lucky South. Kaya nga po, ejectment case yan dahil sila nagpaupa sa Lucky South. At kaya naman po din sila tumutulong dahil bukod pa dun sa pagpapaupa, patakaran naman ng mga nagpapaupa na nagbibigay din ng serbisyo kasi nga po hindi nag-i-English yung mga yan. No? Kaya nga po meron silang separate representative sa PAGCOR dahil hindi
yes,
sila
Secretary,
makarating.
sorry po.
Apo.
Secretary, napakinggan ko na po yan, and then the same answer that you gave to the Senate committee, no?
Yes,
I was
Mr. Chair.
actually watching, and tama po. Ang di ko lang po maintindihan now, Mr. Chair, is that since you were there, as you, based on your testimony and your narrative, you were there simply because Whirlwind Company is a realty company that is actually owned the plot where Lucky South 99 is located. Am I correct? No? But now, if we go back to the records, Secretary Tenco said that hindi po napag-usapan yung Whirlwind. So, dun lang po ako nagkakaroon ng medyo confusion dahil po kung, of course, Mr. Secretary Roque, admit mo man o hindi, you are a known personality. Alam naman po yan you are nationally known. So, I'm sure kung may pupunta ho kayo doon sa isang pagmi-meeting, I'm sure yung kausap nyo po talaga ay magtatanong kung bakit ho kayo nandoon. And since Chairman Tenco never mentioned anything about Whirlwind Company, and that's where confusion comes in. Kasi you are being attributed as the one lawyering for South 99, and yet, you're saying that you are not. You are there simply because you are representing Whirlwind Company. So, ganun lang po. Sa common na tao, ordinaryo na tao tulad namin, I'm not a lawyer. And the way I understand it is bakit ganun? Bakit po Chairman Tenco is saying na hindi ho namin yun napag-usapan. In fact, he mentioned that kasi as a response to, I think, you've written an editorial, I think a piece, no? And in one of the major circulation. And sabi nga niya, according to him, that was your reasoning, no? And he read your piece, no? And as a response to that, sabi niya, there was never any moment in that meeting that Whirlwind Company was mentioned. So, ano po yung gusto ko lang pong maliwanagan ako, Secretary Roque.
Mr. Chair, siguro po para mabigyan ng kalinwanagan yan, and Attorney Fernandez can in fact corroborate this, para ikaw maging representante ng isang kumpanya na may lisensya sa PAGCOR, dapat merong special power of attorney or board resolution authorizing you. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, pwede ka magkaroon ng representante na isang tao na hindi po stockholder at hindi po officer ng licensee mismo. O pwede po sila magtalaga ng kahit sino. At ang tinalaga po nila dyan ay si Cassie Ong, na hindi po siya officer, hindi po siya stockholder ng Lucky South. Pero inauthorize naman po siya matapos ng pagpupulong ng July 26. Kasi nga ang problema nila na dinulog kay Chair ay yung kanilang representante na napalitan. So,
Okay.
yun lang po yun. Para hindi po malabo.
Sige, salamat po. Nandito pa po yung Security and Exchange Commission. I represent, Mr. Chair, do we have a representative here? Would you be so kind enough as to take a seat so that I can ask you clarificatory questions? Have you taken your oath, sir? Were you present during the previous meeting? Tama. Please, Sir, you were listening naman during in the exchanges, no? Sabi po kanina ni Secretary Roque is that he was there as a lawyer for Whirlwind Company, no? And the Whirlwind Company, if I'm got it right, explanation is that they own the land and they're also providing auxiliary services for OGO, in this case, Lucky South 99. What is the license actually? Matanong ko nga, ano pa yung license na nakuha po ng Whirlwind Company sa inyo?
Your Honor, ang kanilang pong primary purpose is to engage in realty development.
Okay.
Secondary purpose is to establish and operate a call center. Second is to engage in wholesale trading of any kind of goods, merchandise, including but not limited to food, beverage, and related products to engage in general consumption. Yun lang po nakalagay sa ano na.
Yung sinasabi po kanina ni Secretary Roque that Whirlwind Company also do services aside from leasing the space, providing auxiliary services, and I believe this is the yung mga services na yung sinabi po niya kanina, kasaklaw po ba ng ano nila, ng kanilang lisensya
Your Honor,
as a realty company?
Your Honor, ang dating ho sa amin, hindi dapat.
Hindi
po
dapat.
siya.
Oho. So, kaya nga po, can you expound on that? Because ang pagkakaintindi ko po, Mr. Chair, kaya nga po ako nagtatanong dahil sabi nga nila, if you use your common sense, that's the most virtuous of all, most precious of all virtues. You use your common sense. My understanding is, it's a realty company. It's supposed to be the license, supposed to be the business really is to primarily lease the land, piece of land. And if there are auxiliary services inclusive of that, for example, that license, and then you'll be hiring people, you need to get additional license for that, at least, or permits, right?
Or at least include it in your purpose.
Yes. Now, can you expound to this committee? Kasi yung pong nagkakaroon ng problema tayo because Secretary Roque is claiming that he can be a lawyer to any organization or any company naman Wala namang problema doon. But now we are trying to really understand yung meeting na yon nangyari. And so he claims that he's there for the Whirlwind Company precisely because this company it does not only own the land, but they are also involved in providing services to their client, which is in this case the Lucky South 99, who represented at that time during the meeting by Ms. Cassandra Ong, wanting to get a permit for the IGL, the new guidelines, no? And the proviso there is she needs to pay for the $500,000 RRs that according to her she's paying this to Andrew Kilnakunanan, right? So that's make you get it. Yes, okay. So can you clarify to me, Mr. Chair, Sec, tama po ba na limbawa po si Secretary Roque sinasabi nandoon tapos yung mga auxiliary services, parti po ba at saklaw po ba ng lisensya ng Whirlwind Company yung mag-provide sila ng auxiliary services for the end user, in this case Lucky Strike 99, considering that their license is only for a realty company?
Last two questions, Congressman Adjong.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Based po, Your Honor, doon sa conversation kanina, yung palitan po ng mga information, I am in opinion na...
Can you speak closer to the microphone and louder po?
I am in the opinion na hindi ho siya saklaw. Ultra vires po tawag sa amin. Hindi po siya authorized.
Ano po?
Ultra vires po yun.
Ultra vires. Okay, just to be fair, yeah. Just to be fair po, Secretary Roque, you heard naman po ang response ng SEC. And being a lawyer, all of us here would admit that when it comes to legal issues, you're one of the best-minded there is.
Yes.
Yes, may question po. Sabi po ng SEC is according to the license, they're not supposed to do and engage in extra or auxiliary services for your client. Oh. And I'm sure you already knew this, no? Before you even accept, accept your your contract or agreement with this company as their lawyer. So what can you say about that explanation of SEC na hindi dapat sila, ang kumpanya mo, na magbigay ng ganong klaseng serbisyo sa Lucky Strike 99?
Well, again po, there's a distinction between being illegal and being outside of mandate. Pero sa akin po, dalawang bagay. Nung nasa gobyerno po ako, at katabi ko naman si Chairman Domingo, nung panahon ng COVID, na kinailangan ng explain sa taong bayan kung bakit pinabuksan ng mga BPOs, kasama na ang mga POGOs ng panahon ng quarantine, nagbigay po ng briefing sa akin si Twinkle Valdez at nakilala ko rin po yung Association of Pogo Service. Sila po talaga yung mga nakikicommunicate sa publiko. Kasi nga po, hindi pwede mag-communicate sa publiko ang mga Pogo. Karamihan po talaga ng Pogo providers, sila talaga nagmamay-ari at least ng physical structure. So yan po ang pagkakaalam ko at yan din naman ang explanation sa akin ni Rafi kung anong relasyon nila. Pangalawa po, siguro naman from a business point of view, maiintindihan ninyo na kapag may nangyari sa umuupa sa iyong property, na wala na pong ibang purpose kung hindi para sa Pogo, mawawalan ka ng kita. Kaya hindi nyo naman po matatanggal na yung mga nagmamay-ari na nagpapaupa ay concerned din po na magpatuloy talaga yung negosyo na nagbabagayad sa kanila ng upa. Now, ang ultra-virus naman po, hindi po yan illegal. At yung ginagawa naman ng mga lessees at service providers, whether or not it is expressly provided in their articles of incorporation, maintindihan po natin yan as a proper business decision dahil ang interest nila, mabayaran sila ng upa.
Well,
Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Ang hindi ko lang maintindihan, okay, it's beyond the capacity or beyond what the SEC allowed them to engage into business, no? Yun ang pagkakaalam ko po sa ano. Would you agree with that, SEC, that it may not necessarily be illegal even if, kasi ang nakita ko po is if you got the license, for example.
Delete the text. That will be your last question.
A last question?
Yes.
And then last question and manifestation na lang po, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Just to be clarified, no? If you are to be granted a license and engage in a huge business, we're talking about offshore gaming corporation and companies. It involves foreign entities here, right? So you do not only provide space for your end user or your client, but you as well, if taken your explanation, you'll also be providing space for the workers, etc., services, ilaw, etc. So you'll be employing so many people, no? SEC, Secretary, SEC, I'm sorry, SEC and SEC. How would you consider, for example, this in the case of this particular topic? Illegal ba ito o dapat talaga tanggalin, or do you still continue on tolerating this kind of practices? Kasi pag ang pagkakaalam ko sa mga simpleng lisensya yan, hindi ka dapat di ba? Nag-go beyond what is permitted for you to engage in or engage with, no? Ano yung position nyo dyan, no? Kasi para sa akin, yeah, it may not necessarily be illegal, but if it's contravenous, that's beyond your power, it's beyond your capacity or beyond your authority to do so. It simply means that you cannot. No? Right?
Your Honor, sa amin ho, pagka ultra-virus po,
Yeah.
ground for revocation,
Yes.
we revoke the license.
The
of
license.
corporation.
Na-revoke po yung license ng Whirlwind Company.
Ngayon pa lang ho namin nalaman yung information na ganyan. So, we will pursue
Can you
po,
look into that, ano?
Yes, Your Honor.
So if I may be allowed, Mr. Chair, just one last lang po. One last question.
Sige, go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. Maraming salamat po. Ngayon, I was listening po sa mga questions po kanina ni Congressman Keith Flores, no? Kasi parang ang ini-imply really is, okay, so Secretary Roque was lawyering for Whirlwind Company, but the effect and the implication of this lawyering for that company is in effect and by implication ang magbe-benefit ang Lucky 9 South 99. Parang ganun eh. That's the effect, di ba? Gusto ko lang pong malaman Secretary Roque, dahil alam ko po masyado kayong malaki ang saklaw ng inyong kaalaman sa batas. Ano po yung ibig sabihin? Can you define to me the practice of yung sinasabi nilang when yung sinabi po ng Supreme Court defined as the practice of law? Can you enlighten me kung what does it mean by the Supreme Court saying that, you know, defined to us, ano po yung practice of law? Kasi narinig ko rin po sa inyo, I think yesterday or in one of your interviews, you've mentioned about the practice of law. And would you categorize, for example, not necessarily lawyering or Cassandra Ong, but, you know, using your own profession in law, not necessarily having agreement or contract with Lucky South 99, but your actions may otherwise benefit this company, a definition of a practice of law?
Well, una-una po, for you to have a practice of law, dapat may kliyente po. Now, dapat alam mo kung sinong kliyente. Now, it may be that acts that you do for a client may benefit another entity because they have a mutual interest. At ganyan po nangyari dito dahil syempre, yung Whirlwind gusto nila magpatuloy yung negosyo ng kanilang kliyente at ang Lucky South din gusto magpatuloy sa kanilang kliyente. Pero wala pong attorney-client relationship kung hindi po talaga nagkasundo yung abogado at ang kliyente.
So, yeah. Okay po. So, would you, in a layman's, gusto lang po yes or no po? With everything that you have done for Whirlwind Company, would you at least admit to this committee that, in a way, nag-benefit po yung Lucky South 99?
Nag-benefit pero wala po ko kahit anong transaction with anyone from Lucky South, whether be it stockholder or officer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That would be my last question.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Secretary Roque.
Now we will be
Yun po, Chairman.
dealing with the next interpellator, Congressman Chairman Abante. Sir, you are recognized.
Thank you, Chair. Tony Roque, kapatid.
Yes, Bishop. Good afternoon. My Bishop. Kong Bishop.
To admit, kanina, when Congressman Pimentel was asking you, na sinamahan nyo ang isang POGO executive kay PAGCOR Chairman Altenco. Am I right?
Hindi po, kasi ang pagkakakilala ko, hindi po POGO executive si Cassie Ong. Siya po ay taga Whirlwind. Siya po ay nagpapaupa at service provider nga po sa isang POGO licensee.
So, hindi nyo pa alam? Hindi nyo pa alam at that time?
Alam ko po. Kasi matagal ko nang kakilala, isang taong ko na rin kakilala po ang Whirlwind. Dahil kino-convince ko nga po sila na mag-invest sa isang renewable energy project.
Hindi nyo sinamahan ano yun si ano pangalan?
Cassie.
Cassandra Ong. Hindi nyo sinamahan because of POGO.
Well, ang problema po nila ay yung kanilang kliyente na umuupa ng kanilang premises nagkaroon ng problema. Mga Chino po yan, hindi naman nag-i-Ingles at ang problema nila dun sa representante nila sa PAGCOR mismo.
So, bakit nyo kinakailangang puntahan ng personal si Altenco tungkol dito?
Kasi kinakailangan po ng board approval. And the chairman, of course, is the chairman of the board of PAGCOR. Hindi po ito ma-approve sa level labang ni Attorney Fernandez. Kinakailangan magkaroon po ng board resolution adopted by the PAGCOR board to authorize a rescheduling of payment.
So, naniniwala rin po kayo doon sa tinatawag nating political influence.
Well, yan po ay katotohanan, pero ang katotohanan din po, sinabi naman po ni Chairman Altenco, hindi po kami magkakilala, bagamat meron din po mga Roque sa Malolos where he was once a mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Kapatid, you admitted na abogado kayo ng Whirlwind Company po ba yun?
Opo, Mr. Chair, at nagsumiti na po ako ng mga dokumento na may 3 kaso akong hinawakan, pero lahat po yan related doon sa property sa Porac.
Kayo po ba ay naka-retainer o meron kayong specific contract?
Specific contract lang po, case related po yan, dahil kapag retainer po, normally kasama po dyan yung pagiging corporate secretary. Hindi po ako nagtatanggap sa corporate secretary work na unang-una dahil medyo semi-retired na po ako, hindi naman ako talaga tumatanggap ng maraming kaso. At yung sa kwento lang ni Cassie, talagang alam ko po marami nagsamantala sa kanila. From yung kaso nila sa ejectment, yung nagpaupa sa kanila, na napakamahal ang paupa, lahat po talaga parang napagsamantalahan sila pagdating na pati dito sa sarili nilang representante sa PAGCOR.
Sabi nyo, marami nagsamantala po sa kanila. Is that what you're saying?
Yes po, kaya nga po medyo naawa ako nung nalaman ko yung mga kwento nila, no? Dahil from the amount of valuation dun sa property na liblib, okay, tapos dinalyo po nila ng 20,000 per square meter, no? Tapos yung mga pangyayari po na umusbong kung bakit kinailangan pumasok sa kaso, nagsimula po talaga upa lang yan. Tapos inilit silang bilhin. Nangako naman yung ama na, sige, bilhin nyo na, ako magbabayad sa first year ng installment basis. Hindi naman tinumupad ng ama. At syempre, wala silang capacity to pay, no? So, kaya nga po nagkaroon ng kasukasuhan.
But you know that they're involved in the POGO operation?
Alam ko po na yung property na naging kasukasuhan, pinapaupahan sa POGO.
Therefore, Tony Roque, the reason why siguro inaupahan na malaki yung property, alam nung may-ari na itong si Cassandra involved sa POGO ito?
Well, hindi po. Alam niya na siya talaga yung umuupa sa kanya. Dahil lesser naman po si Cruz, siya po ay lessee, no? At ito namang Lucky South ay sub-lessee. So, totoo po, malaki talaga ang mga naging valuation kasi alam nila na papaupahan sa POGO. At kung walang POGO, wala pong valor talaga yung property na yon dahil liblib.
For the purpose of just fully recording this hearing today, ano po ba yung serbisyo ninyo na binabayaran po nila kung wala silang pending case sa anumang court?
Meron po, 3 po ang kasong hinaharap ko ngayon. 4 pa pala, no? Meron pong Court of Appeals, nagkaroon po ng issue sa Angeles Regional Trial Court, at yung ejectment case po ay binalik na sa Metropolitan Trial Case, at meron pa pong isang kasong kriminal na umusbong po dahil nga dun sa compromise agreement na napirmahan na hindi nasunod. So, 4 po yung kasong na nakabinbin sa hukuman.
Pero hindi po kayo kinukontrata para gamitin po kayong impluensya ng mga taong nasa gobyerno?
Hindi po. Puro kaso po yan. At alam naman po ng mga West sa San Fernando, sa Angeles, sa Porac, na ako mismo ang umaapir po dyan.
After all this, Tony Roque, of course, you are in this hearing today because of the POGO problem, no? Kung hindi kayo na-involve sa POGO, wala kayo rito.
Well, ang problema po kasi talaga, involve yung Whirlwind, no? Dahil siya po talaga yung nagpapaupa dito sa Porac. Actually, meron po kayo hindi naimbitahan po, Mr. Chair. Yung landowner na nagsimula ng lahat ng problemang ito, hindi ko maintindihan po bakit hindi naimbitahan yung landowner na Cruz. Dahil ang pagkakaalam ko rin po talaga, siya rin talaga nag-orchestrate ng lahat para matuloy yung negosyo nila. Tapos in the end, lumalabas, nasa anak pala niya yung titulo, no?
Wait, Mr. Chairman, Harry, Bienvenido Abante, medyo, sino po yung may-ari? Si Cruz?
Yes, a certain Mr. Cruz at saka yung mga anak po niya na nagdidimandahan po sila.
If I am not mistaken, I was able to read that this parcel of land were at first was leased, di ba? And then eventually it was sold.
Linis po nung Roberto Cruz. It turns out, wala palang titulo si Roberto Cruz dahil nasa anak niya yung titulo. Kaya po, nagkaroon ng compromise agreement, nag-ejectment case. Dan po nagbunga ejectment case kasi yung mga anak ang nag-file ng kaso for ejectment. At yung ama, ang version naman ng Whirlwind, hindi sinabi sa kanila, kumuha ng sariling abogado, at hindi sinabi sa kanila na nagkakasuhan na, at nalaman na lang nila na nagkaroon na ng desisyon ng Regional Trial Court na meron ng writ of execution. At doon po kami tinawag.
Mr. Chair, therefore, I'd like to make a motion to invite the next hearing
So
the
we will
owner
be,
of the property.
yes.
And I do not know why the chairman of PACO right now, Altenco, is not here, no? I also would like to make a motion to
May
invite
excuse,
him.
but we will, he promised naman in the next hearing he'll be here. But if you have question, and just see Attorney Fernandez.
I would like to first make a motion first to invite Mr. Cruz.
Yes,
on the revelation of Attorney Roque.
There's a motion to invite the Cruz brothers ba yan? Or Cruz isa lang yan?
Cruz family po yan kasi nagdidimandahan po sila. Yung ama
Siblings.
ay Roberto. Doon po sa pleadings na inornish ko kayo, nandun po yung mga pangalan ng anak. Ang demandahan po talaga dyan is yung mga anak versus yung tatay.
Oo, so we will just be asking siguro yung excuse me, sa relation ng mga criminal elements that meron po silang involvement, because precisely the reason why we conducted this hearing is for the criminal activities that transpired, no? But in accordance with what Attorney Roque mentioned a while ago, na sila ang nag-conceptualize kasama yung mga Ruperto Cruz, that we have to find out. Kaya medyo medyo nag-react ako doon sa sinabi niya, because I didn't know that na sila yung nagsimula mag-conceptualize nung buong proyekto, and in that case most likely they are also involved. So motion duly seconded. Any second motion? Second the motion. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the said motion is now approved. So invite those personalities. Go ahead. You proceed. Chair would like to recognize to acknowledge the presence of the 2nd District Congressman ng Aklan, si Ted Haresco. Sir, welcome.
Attorney Roque, kapatid.
Yes,
I'm calling
Mr. Chair.
you kapatid, no?
Yes,
Because I think you know why. Di ba?
Yes, my bishop. Yes po.
Okay. Ngayon, therefore, your involvement with Pogo is not only being a lawyer of the corporation. Medyo malalim ang involvement mo sa Pogo. Am I right?
Hindi po, kasi kasakusahan po yung aking involvement. Naubos po ang oras namin kasi pumasok kami, meron ng writ of execution. So talagang 2 weeks after that meeting po, talagang we had to pour in lots of hours dahil we had to stop the execution issued by the Regional Trial Court of Angeles City.
Hindi rin po kayo investor sa Pogo.
Hindi po.
Alright. Now, after all this, lahat ng mga bagay na ito, will you still allow yourself to be used by the Whirlwind Corporation after knowing this, after na iniimbestigahan po ng Senado ito, ng Kongreso ito? Will you still allow yourself to be the lawyer or be used by this corporation?
Mr. Chair, ang hinahawakan ko po mga kaso naman.
You can always say, because you are involved in Pogo, I'm withdrawing my being a lawyer to you.
Well,
Di ba? Do you have the right to do that? I'm not a lawyer, so I'd like to find out.
Sa mga papeles po, ang hinahawakan ko lang talaga yung issue po ng possession. So, wala pong kinalaman ang Pogo doon sa mga kasuhan namin. It's an ordinary ejectment case. I would like to think na we were relatively successful at kaya po natagalan din ako magdesisyon kung tatanggapin ang kaso kasi suntok sa buwan. Ang final po namin eventually sa Court of Appeals ay petition to annul judgment, no? Na hanggang ngayon po ay nakabinbin sa Court of Appeals.
I do realize that, pero because of those cases, tatagal yan at imbis na the government can do something about it, hindi talaga nila magagawa ang dapat nilang gawin because there are cases against them.
Well, Mr. Chair, sabihin na lang natin na nag-aantay kami ng desisyon sa Court of Appeals. Pagkatapos po dyan, we need to get fresh instructions. Ang problema ko, wala na po dito si Cassandra Ong-Ata. Hindi ko na rin makontak, no? So kapag hindi ko po na makontak na yan, we have no choice but to tell the court that we are withdrawing because of the fact that we have lost contact with them. No?
You do not know where she is now?
Well, hindi ko na po alam talaga kung nasaan siya, no? In fact, I have demanded that she come back in the few instances na nakakausap ko siya dahil sabi ko nga, I cannot be left to defend you on matters that I do not know. Ang hinawakan ko lang, kaso. At saka yung sinamahan kita para sa rescheduling of payment. Wala na akong alam. At lumalabas naman po talaga sa Senado na wala naman ako kinalaman sa kanila, no, until 2023, no, kung saan nagsimula rin yung mga kaso shortly after sinamahan ko sila sa PAGCOR po.
Tinanong nyo rin po yung mga partners kung nasaan na si Cassandra and they don't even know where he is.
Ang kakilala ko lang po talaga si Cassandra at yung time na nagko-convince ako sa kanila na mag-invest sa solar, meron pong Singaporean who is not a resident of the Philippines who comes and goes and talks to me. Siya po talaga yung dahilan kaya hindi ko rin sila napa-invest kasi hindi siya believe dun sa binigay na PSA ng Meralco dun sa project sa Cebu.
I just want to know your feeling, no, Attorney Roque, and advocacy, no, being a professed Christian. So do you believe that gambling should be in the Philippines?
I have always been against gambling po.
You have always been against that?
I've always been against gambling. I was raised as a Christian. My mother was president of the Philippine Temperance Union. I do not gamble, not even cards. I have no vices, and I do not approve of Pogo. I have said that I hope Pogo will completely be banned, and I hope we adopt the legislation of the United States, which absolutely prohibits any form of gambling that will be transmitted from the U.S. to other jurisdictions.
As actually,
Why Pogos were open during quarantine?
is that what I hear right now?
Hindi po nagbago ang aking mga paninindigan. In fact, yung issue dito sa House nung nandito ako, yung mga miyembro po ng 17th Congress, alam nila yung mga issue gaya ng death penalty, lowering of age of criminality, bumoto po ako sang-ayon sa aking pananampalataya. So, meron pong distinction yung mga personal na paninindigan ko at yung aking katungkulan bilang isang spokesperson. Kaya nga po, bagamat ang aking presidente ay pabor sa death penalty, hindi po nagbagong personal na paninindigan ko na ako po ay tutol. Ganyan din po ang usapin ng casino at Pogos. Kasi sa akin po, walang pagkakaiba ang Pogo, walang pagkakaiba ang casino para Pilipino and as a Christian.
Last
Naniniwala
question.
po kayo sa kasabihan na walang personal nito, trabaho lamang ito.
Opo, naintindihan ko po dahil alam ko naman mahal niyo ako bilang iyong isang tupa, Bishop.
Oh, you're against all forms of gambling. Is that what I'm trying to say here?
Mr. Chair, yes. I have never engaged in gambling. I don't even play cards. Ganyan po ako pinalaki in a Baptist family, in a
Last question,
UCCP family po.
Congressman
Mr. Chair.
Abante.
So you don't play cards. Pero so solitaire kayo, di ba?
Hindi ko po alam
Hindi rin,
kung paano maglaro po ng solitaire.
Ah,
Yan po, ganun
ako
katindi
marunong
po
ako eh. Solitaire.
Mr. Chair, mas mabuti pa si Bishop. Ako hindi ako
Okay.
marunong.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
Isang question na lang, not for Atty. Roque, but we have an officer here of the League of Municipalities.
Yes,
I just would like
si
to
Paul.
ask, because I see my friend here, Mayor Batawel, no? I'd like to find out, Mayor Batawel, on your being the president yata of the League of Municipalities, no? Vice President, no? In Pangasinan, for example, do you know of any municipality that has a Pogo hub in it? And my second question is it legal or illegal? That's what you find out.
Your Honor, we are guided by the existing rules and regulations, and we are aware that, and it has been confirmed by the State of the Nation address by the President that Pogos are illegal, except for those who have been granted by the PAGCOR, no? Which were given up to December of this year to wind up. And on that note, the list of Pogo involved municipalities were given to us, and the list is with our Secretariat of LMP. Your Honor, sir.
Yeah, do you have in Pangasinan alone? Do you have municipalities that are what involved in having a Pogo hub? Or?
Your Honor, I have to refer to the list which had been given to us because that is based on some facts and evidence. And as personally, mine will just be a conjecture. But based on the list that had been submitted, maybe I can base my answer to your question, Your Honor.
Is there any? I would think that there are Pogo hubs in Pangasinan. Am I right? So if there are, I would like to ask if there is a relationship with Alice Goo dyan, yung mga Pogo hubs na yan.
Honor.
That would be the last
You
question,
mentioned-
Congressman Abante,
Yes.
please.
You mentioned the name of Mayor Alice Goo of Pamban. Hindi ko po alam kasi like her, I'm also from the farm. But I'm aware of some reports involving Pangasinan, Your Honor.
Ngayon ko lang nalaman yun na August ng Barbers. po.
If I may,
Oh,
I was following your questioning, Congressman Abante. Perhaps we can ask Mayor Batawil if he knows if there is a mayor who is romantically involved with Mayor Alice Go from Pangasinan.
that's a revelation to me, Congressman Barber. I'd like to find out, is there...
Your Honor, hindi po ako yun. It had been said many times over that subject had been linked to a Pangasinan mayor. Pero hindi po ako yun. Your Honor.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that will be the last...
Mr.
Chair,
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Chair, even
Wait,
before...
Wait. That will be the last question. You
Yeah.
want to interject
Yeah,
something?
Mr. Chair, I'm just asking, wala na ngayon? Or meron before? Or...
Ewan ko. Mamaya na kayo mag-usap.
Congresswoman Janet, why are you interested?
Mr. Chair.
Okay, we need some funny moments, but there's another interjection from Congressman Acop. Sir, you are recognized.
I'll just follow up the question of the Honorable Abante.
Of course, I think that will be a funny moment. Go ahead.
Mayor Batawil.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. You're from Pangasinan, right? The mayor of Lingayen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know the mayor of Sual, Pangasinan?
Yes, Your Honor. He is a member of our chapter.
Is the rumor true?
Your Honor, like you as a former policeman, I...
Mr. Chair, with all due respect to Attorney Harry Roque, I always yield to your legal expertise. However, Attorney Roque, this is one of the occasions when my knowledge in law became gray. So I wish to ask once more for the record. With all due respect, kayo po ba ay abogado ng Lucky South 99?
Hindi po, wala po akong attorney-client relationship sa kahit sino na shareholder or officer ng Lucky Star.
From that
Lucky South.
answer of Attorney Roque, Mr. Chair, I wish to share to the committee the case of Eusebio Sison versus Attorney Lourdes Dumlao. This is AC number 11959, April 28, 2021. If I may quote, a lawyer-client relationship is established when lawyers consistently manifest to a person consulting them that they would provide legal representation or assistance, regardless of the close ties between the parties or the lack of written contract or the non-payment of legal fees. It is very clear, Mr. Chair, that from the definition of a lawyer-client relationship, kahit walang kontrata, kahit walang payment of legal fees, the moment the client starts seeking advice and the lawyer starts giving advice, a client-attorney relationship is created. Can we be enlightened on this, Mr. Chair, from Attorney Roque?
Attorney Roque, you are now recognized.
Mr. Chair, tama po yun. Ang problema, wala pong kahit anong konsulta na nangyari sa panig ko at sa kahit kanino sa panig po ng Lucky South. Kaya miski wala pong bayad, wala pong kontrata, wala rin po kaming komunikasyon. Dahil ang komunikasyon ko po, lahat po yan ay kikasiong lamang.
I understand, Mr. Chair, that the statement of Attorney Roque, he was never consulted by Lucky South 99. But he has been repeating a while ago that Cassandra Leong is the representative of Lucky South 99. Is it not that the consultations made by Representative Ong with Attorney Roque, the consultations as well that was made by Lucky South 99 with Attorney Roque, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, gaya ng aking sinabi po kanina, ang aking attorney-client relationship ay kay Cassandra Ong at kay Whirlwind. Dahil sila po ay umakto bilang ahente ng Lucky South, pero hindi ko po naging kliyente ang Lucky South. Para po siguro malinaw, it is an instance where both Whirlwind and Lucky South will benefit kung magtutuloy ang negosyo ng Lucky South. Kasi kung wala naman po Lucky South, useless yung pinatayong premises ng Whirlwind. At kung wala naman ng Whirlwind, wala ring uupahan ang Lucky South. Pero pagdating po sa attorney-client relationship, dapat meron man lang komunikasyon sa panig ng abogado at ng kliyente whether or not there is a written agreement, whether or not there is bayad. Pero wala po talagang ganon dahil limited lang ako kay Cassie Ong.
Mr. Chair, I just wish to remind our resource speaker that I think there were 3 members of the committee who have been delving on this question, and repeatedly, Attorney Roque stated that he is lawyering for Cassandra Ong. Cassandra Ong is the representative of Lucky South 99. And it is really hard to conceive how he can separate himself from Lucky South 99 if his client is representing no less than Lucky South 99. Lucky South is not a natural person. It is a juridical person. The only way to talk with a lawyer is through a representative, and that is Cassandra Ong. If I may add, Mr. Chair, under Section 3 of Canon 3, lawyer-client relationship. A lawyer-client relationship, yes, Attorney Roque is correct, the highest fiduciary character. As a trust relation, it is essential that the engagement is founded on the confidence reposed by the client on the lawyer. Therefore, a lawyer-client relationship shall arise when the client consciously, voluntarily, and in good faith vest a lawyer with a client's confidence for the purpose of rendering legal services such as providing legal advice, representation, and the lawyer, whether expressly or impliedly, agrees to render such services. There are 2 elements, Mr. Chair. The first element is that the client solicits advice and service of the lawyer. And the second element, the lawyer renders service and advice to the client. I think in the given situation, both were fulfilled. There is Cassandra Ong, or there was Cassandra Ong, representing the juridical person Lucky South 99, who solicited the advice, the service of Attorney Harry Roque. And Attorney Harry Roque physically accompanied Cassandra Ong to PAGCOR, a manifestation of his act of rendering service and advice to his client. I humbly submit, Mr. Chair, that I think there are sufficient legal provisions to establish that a lawyer-client relationship was indeed created with Lucky South 99, Mr. Chair.
Do you want to reply on that, former Secretary Roque?
Mr. Chair, I can only say that as a lawyer, I have a different opinion. I acknowledge that there is lawyer-client relationship between me and Cassie Ong as representative of Whirlwind, who in turn acted as agent for Lucky South. But that does not mean that Lucky South gave me their trust and confidence to represent me, and I will repeat it. Kung kukunin po nila ako to quash the raid on their property, I will readily accept it. Pero yun nga po, hindi nila gagawin yun. Dahil sa tingin nila, ang kritiko ng gobyerno, hindi magpapanalo ng kaso sa kanila, magpapalala pa. Yun lang po ang sitwasyon talaga.
Mr. Chair, earlier, Attorney Roque likewise stated that Whirlwind is the agent of Lucky South. Does our resource speaker confirm this, Mr. Chair?
Yes po.
And can agency be implied?
Well, it can be implied, but an agency, once delegated, cannot be further delegated. Yun po ang rule.
Can it be done verbally?
Well, agency is written or verbal. Pero ang sinasabi ko nga po, yung delegated authority to Cassie Ong cannot be delegated any further. Ang pwede lang po mag-delegate talaga ay yung principal.
And what therefore is your concrete basis why you reached the conclusion that Whirlwind is an agent of Lucky South 99?
Well, una-una, Mr. Chair, because that is how Whirlwind explained it to me. And under the circumstance na sila nagpapaupa ng property nila at may interest sila na magkapatuloy ang negosyo ng Lucky South, nakita ko naman po kung ano ang interest din ng Whirlwind. Ang interest ng Whirlwind ay magpatuloy po ang negosyo nung nag-uupa sa kanila, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I want to go to the basic. Agency is a contract where there are two parties involved, the agent and the principal. It is hard to conceive, Mr. Chair, that Attorney Roque will be relying on the representation only of Whirlwind without an active participation of the other party who is supposed to be the principal, the Lucky South 99. And even assuming that indeed Whirlwind is an agent of Lucky South, I hope we are reminded as well by the principle that the act of the agent is the act of the principal, and the liability of the agent is the liability of the principal. Similar to attorney-client relationship, there is a fiduciary relationship that is existing between the principal and the client. So I wish to conclude, Mr. Chair, that Attorney Roque's representation did not cover only the Whirlwind, but extends even to Lucky South, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Mag-subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para sa mga susunod na video updates. Maraming salamat po.